If your wrists get tired, then take off your clothes. Feel like I'm always fighting to keep you love. And when you don't reply, I feel like something's wrong with me. I get disappointed way too fucking easily, but I don't want to toughen up. Cause I'm a soft bitch, but that's how I like it. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna fight, can't stop it. Cause I know you like it too.
Welcome everybody to my stream. We're going to be doing some visions tonight, some quests on the Windwalker Monk. Let me turn down the music a little bit. This is royalty free, so I think it should be fun to play this on YouTube. Do have some AC in the background, so hopefully it doesn't be too much of an annoyance. This looks about right. Okay, yeah, so we're going to do some quests, try to get some more echoes so we can go and do some visions, or more to the point of upgrade the cloak for more resistance, so we can grab some more gushing when that does come out. So we're just going to go over and do the Eternal Blossoms assault first, and then we'll jump on to doing some visions afterwards. Actually, going to turn down that volume of my headset a little bit. There we go. So welcome, if this is your first time watching. My name's Adam, and this is my channel. It's Real Gaming on YouTube. I also sometimes stream to Twitch. I'm just kind of a little bit sick of the platform with everything going on right now, so I'm going to be on YouTube for a little bit, and perhaps exploring some other platforms. So I'm playing two tunes right now, just because of the mechanisms in the game that are making it very difficult to play alt, although they have made it a little bit easier. But I am playing a Windwalker Monk and a Arms Fury kind of pro warrior. That has been my main for all of World of Warcraft since I've been playing. But I'm kind of looking right now at what's going to be the best bet for going into Shadowlands, and I think both are good options. They both give the ability for me to do what I like to do, and that is to I don't have to do, because I think I was doing I have to go here. Yeah, I was doing transmog stuff. So let's go back and turn back into like normal time. Yeah, so I was saying I think they both give good opportunity going into Shadowlands. I think they look relatively strong. I'm looking for some boss from Windwalker, but I like what they've done with Fury, bringing back a single line of Fury. I think it's always been a cool thing. And Windwalker, they're making a couple things baseline. So, I think you can't go wrong with either choice going in. I mean, warriors are always going to be strong. They always are. They always need it in a raid. There we go. Now we can pick up these quests. Where are we? All the way over here. But they go, yeah, they give me opportunity to tank when I want to tank, and then play the DPS specs. And of course, healing. Yeah, I don't do too much of it, but there's the opportunity if Brewmaster is with the new reworks is really terrible, and if Windwalker is just subpar on DPS, there's always the option to heal. So it gives me kind of the three opportunities on this tune at least, and of course on the warrior. It's typically from past expansions. Arms starts off, which is kind of interesting, and I think it's been true to this expansion as well. Arms starts off very strong, and then Fury catches up, kind of like they tune it kind of mid, kind of X-Spec. And then let me see, kind of even out again. So, but I just love the movement of the monk right now, and it's been a pleasure to play. So, I wish the DPS was a little bit better, but that's something we have to just deal with. So, new mic also tonight. We're using a mod mic on my headphone instead of my normal stream mic. Kind of see when I'm curious to see how it sounds. Sounds good in my ear, but I want to see how it sounds on the stream back. So
All that matters is the mission.
Alright, let's go do these. And I think we could probably... This is... Yeah, okay, so we'll try to grab these... Well, I always try to look for these rares right here for the mounts. This account has just kind of like nothing great as far as mounts. So I'm always looking to pick there. Let's see here. I have to change the brew for that. The next thing, though, I'm playing at a kind of an off. Actually, I have to get these chests. I'm kind of at an off hour right now, so I really don't want to play with that guy. So yeah, the mounts are going to be up. There's no question about it. We'll have to play this guy. Let's go and touch of death him. And karma him. My keyboard is very clicky. It's the new Logitech. I'm using blues. I like blues. I know a lot of people can't, despise them, but it's something that I really just come to like. So I do kind of spam keys a little bit. I apologize. I'm hoping the mic doesn't pick up all of that. I'm not even sure if I can open this. I can. I have the key. We'll grab this to be the first one. And the rares. I'm really only looking for the rares to drop mounts. AP is already pretty high, so I don't need any gear, but we do need to get chests. So let's continue to grab. Let's go grab this chest over here. It's always a good area, so we'll do that next. Yeah, I've been on YouTube the past couple of weeks. Not with a big audience or something like that. It's kind of just making content, and then if everything's good, I re-upload. So let's know that mount. I know that rare to look for. We need. Where is this chest? Oh, it's right there. I'll grab this.
Your blood is mine to take.
Interrupt that guy. So this tuner is running, as you see above, his 4 gushings, and just the Venusaurs. Which I think is for me, it's kind of a stable kind of like setup. Gushing wasn't there, but it's still good. Still seems good. The one thing I like compared to my warrior, where I've gone all stats, all haste and craziness, is that the character feels odd to play compared to how I think if that makes sense of how the rotation should feel. It gets awkwardly fast, and can be actually fun at times, but it's awkward. And I think that going into Shadowlands, that's something that a lot of us are going to miss. It's going to feel different because however they go about getting rid of the corruption system or whatnot is going to make our characters feel very weak, obviously. But I think at least for those that are playing some of the RNG based or kind of like static, like Gushing Wind is still, I would say, it's RNG, but it doesn't really affect the pace or really change how you play your tune. But I think that a lot of people, myself included, are really going to be like, what the heck's going on now? Like, this just feels really weird because we're so used to just, let's zoom these guys to death with that, grab him. Yeah, I think we're gonna feel like just really slow compared to how it is now. And this, of course, it is broken right now. We have to kill these guys anyways for part of our thing. Let's interrupt him. My warrior can get up to I've seen it. I've seen it in Prague get up to, with all my expedient gear. I don't know how much of it I have, but I set it around 45 to 50 static haste. And of course, with procs and so forth, your haste can get up to something like 200% haste. And it's awkward because in prot, it's like I can just continue to thunderclap in a row. It's just with the haste, and then I'm using Ineffable Truth as well. So it just makes it really. It's fun, but it's awkward to play. It's different, I should say. It doesn't. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like how a traditional spec should feel over the years, and that's what the corruption system has kind of done. So, but with the monk, it's I guess it's more static. So I don't think we'll.
The stones obey our command.
Get range. God, Red Sunken hits really hard. Alright, so we do have a bunch of rares up. We're gonna have a look at these after probably we do the quest. And I'm hoping to get the noose to be able to get the item now. I previously had it on one of my accounts, but I merged accounts to make it more affordable to play the game, so I actually lost that mount. Not a big deal because I gained some other mounts. But the game is pretty quiet right now, so we're going to see a lot of mounts. I mean, a lot of rares that could have mounts, so which is good. Yeah, there's been just a lot of stuff going on in the game right now. People that haven't watched, it's just... I don't like to give my opinion on a lot of stuff, but we've seen the Fallen Method, we've seen just terrible things happen with a lot of women in the community, and it just, although I'm not any sort of a large streamer, it just feels awkward to read the stuff on Twitter, and then even in game, playing on Illidan, where a lot of the major, a lot of the other major guilds, just with the amount of hate on a lot of the organizations from the EU and so forth, and it extends worldwide, but you see it in game. You see the messages in chat when you're in Orgrimmar or other places like that. So it's been really weird. Yeah, and yeah, we do have a great community. Who's this guy over here? We'll get to these later. I have to go brew. Yeah, it's been a really awkward time right now. So it's kind of at that point where you feel like you should just kind of stop reading any social media. And I'm not a huge social media person. Statues, right? Yeah, 6. We'll get these done. In general, besides Twitter, but you see on Twitter, people that I do follow are people from major guilds and stuff that people that I enjoy watching do world first content. So, I don't know. It just, it opens your eyes, I think. But at the same time, it does make me very sad to see a lot of things that have occurred. But I think it, at the same time, also had to occur at some degree. And of course, World of Warcraft is the game I primarily play. I'll get into a racing sim once in a while, but I always somehow, just like probably a lot of people, kind of come back to World of Warcraft in the end. Oops, I'm gonna rekeybind that. I know it. What is that? I did that on my other tune. That's why. Let's do that real quick. That'd be under my interface panel, I believe. There it is. Let's just unbind that. Alright. Some more statues. Let's go down this way. Yeah, playing off hour, it's amazing because you can get some more accomplished, and you see all the rares, and there's like no fighting over. There's not that guy that flies down and while you're killing the mob next to the statue and then ninjas the statue from you or something of that nature. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that it can be a little bit quiet, a little bit lonely. Come on, energy and chi, let's go. So I use a weak aura, if you guys noticed. It's a custom weak aura made that basically just shows me my cooldowns, and it shows me like optimal rotation per se. It's actually very, very good. I've been using this in a couple of tunes just to kind of like perfect a couple of things that I've been missing. Also, Tell Me When's been a big help with my play lately, so most of the add-ons you might be seeing kind of pop up. Do I need more chests? No, I don't. Okay, let's go this way. So we did all these quests. We have to go, what else do we need? Now we need to kill this guy over here. We just need to kind of get some more mob count, and the rares can help with that too. I don't see that. Is that over here right now? Is that the Haiku, Hai Li, Hai something, Hai Mi? Whatever this guy is right here. Clutch of Hai Li, yes. We're looking for the mount. We'll go over here for a minute. Actually, a really good spot to kill mobs is you can kind of just repetitively kill them over here somewhere, I think. Wait, is that? No, that's not. That's that thing that has like a lot of health. So let's go over here. We'll just kill some stuff down here. Get out of my corruption. I was doing Mythic Plus earlier, so I still have that equipped. Kind of forgot about that. Not that it makes a huge difference. Kind of got this guy's quarter in here. So one of the things I like about Monk is kind of the hit combo with the the hit combo with the rewarding kind of rotation to make sure you're keeping that up at all times. Compared to the classes, I think it's fun. I've always liked the playstyle. Was my main. Well, at least Brewmaster was my main, not Windwalker. Brewmaster was my main in Uldir, so kind of revisiting my initial roots. So laugh a little bit at that. Let's get this guy.
Feel the might of the storm. My clan will avenge.
Alright, so it's so funny. So there's the news. We're looking for that, and I know which call's up in this area. I think the Ivory War Cloud. Now let's see if I have the macro. I might have deleted it. There's a good macro that allows you to go to the exact position. Let's check macros. Did I save it? No. Wait, no, I didn't. That's my Brewmaster macro. I didn't. We'll grab it in a second. But it allows you to. What you have to do is you have to get within so many, I don't know, yards, meters, distance, whatever, of the actual Serpent Cloud. He's not a dangerous mob. He's just a regular kind of mob that'll fly a path at a certain coordinates. You need to be so close to him and use the noose. And as soon as you just click the noose, you get them out in your bag. And there's a macro that does kind of a target use thing without you dying and falling and all this kind of stuff. So we'll grab that in a second after we clear up any spawns that are pretty regular basis. I'm actually surprised I got that. I'm actually happy. I've been farming it on my warrior which is on a different account. So I don't have. I seem to look out on the monk a lot lately. I don't know. Maybe that's a sign. The warrior, I would say, in general, is probably better geared. Not as far as Azerite, but as far as like having all the essences unlocked and all that kind of stuff like that. In a much better position. Let's look at that. Let's pull that. Trinket that. Yeah, so the warrior is just he's more geared, put it that way. He's just better corruption. The cloak is 15, cloak in this tune is 10. Like that's part of the reason I'm doing this, is just to get that up. And again, my first comment that I made earlier is, people right now are kind of figuring out. Look at that! It's like the first person we've seen like in forever. And this is a really popular server. Yeah, so the purpose of it is to keep my is to kind of get my main sorted out for Shadowlands. Otherwise, really, right now there's not a lot of incentive to play, unless you're into mount collecting, which I think is a great thing, and I do like to do that as well. So, kind of like figuring out where your main might be going in Shadowlands, I think is kind of the fun thing to do right now, and kind of doing those any achievement kind of things that you want to get done, any of the raid achievements, or dungeon achievements, or mount achievements, or achievements through visions, are things that I'm doing right now. In the meantime, sure, I could say, yeah, I could just take a break and play Classic, but it doesn't really interest me that much. I did play Classic for, I don't know, 3 months or so, and took a break during 8.2 patch, which not a lot happened as far as the raiding scene, and just came back afterwards. Let's go back over here. I'm going to grab that macro in a second, and we'll see if we can find the mount, because the mount's only up during the assault that occurs here, which is the Mogusan assault, I believe it's called, or whatever, something like that. So you want to, if you do get the noose, you need to have this assault active, or this area active.
I'm out of range.
So let's just grab a bunch of these guys, and we can spam them with my. Alright, looking good. Get this done. Got some deer. They count towards the... I don't think they count towards the percentage. So, we'll just go a couple more things here. I do want to grab them out, and then we'll try to kill some rares. There might be some groups going on as well, so if we don't see the right one, we'll try to grab those. Oh, we're almost done with the assault. And we did one of the objectives. I do want to make a stream and talk about key bindings. I just kind of redid a lot of them, and I think a lot of people would be, or it might help a lot of people. Alright, so we did that.
Face me in single combat.
So we want to really look for Collector of Hylia, the toy. Yeah, I'm not big into that. Doesn't really, if it happens, it happens. And Zinlao, which drops kind of that little buzzy type kind of B mount. I don't think he has been up because he's over here. I really haven't seen him up in quite a while. So let's go turn these in first. We'll go back and kill the dude for the weekly or the whatever it is, the box, the emissary. And clear some of the trash. I don't even know what my count is. So we do have we have 2 vessels we can do for catching up. 2 vessels will get us to, what are we at, 10? 2 vessels, technically, with full clears. So 4 pages of each one will explore. So each vessel is 1. So, pardon me, the goal is to get out of tonight 2 more, so we can push it to 14, and then the next day we should be able to
Let's get down to business. Silent and
get us up to 15, and then we're just going to start working on like normal nose-off kills and buying. Although I really don't like to spend echoes on upgrading cloak, but I think it's I think it's a decent idea. I'm glad they did add it back into the game for else. I do want to just wait until we can stack a lot more gushing, and I think it's going to be another. My guess, if I have to go back and look at the schedule, it's going to be another couple of weeks before we do see. I don't know if we'll get an edgar for this. Let's just look. I doubt it. But people could be on. Yeah. No. We'll check later back with that. Where is this dude? He's always right here. No, he's over here. He's over here today. Okay. And then we'll go do some mount hunting. I'm curious how this mic sounds. It sounds really good in my head. My ears have a side tone going, so I do like the way it sounds. But we shall see. All right. So about me, I'm kind of I would say, definitely by my voice, I'm an older gentleman, but more of a kind of like relaxed and take the game kind of for what it is at this point. I do enjoy raiding. That's been one of the reasons I primarily still play, has been to raid. Not at a super high level, but at least getting a couple of the mythic, first couple of mythic bosses done, and a lot for get that experience to see some of the harder content. But at the same time, I just want to play the game, have a good time, meet some people. I'm actually guildless right now, and I kind of wanted a break from a lot of the drama that was going on with my guild, so I came back after Classic and decided not to rejoin the guild that I was in, and just said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take it easy for a little bit during this last thing, kind of just do the raid kind of normally and get some gear, do some mythic pluses. And kind of pick out a main, and then do the things I said before, the achievement things. Yeah, so. But yeah, I'm enjoying roll that back. So. Played Alliance the first half of the expansion, although always had tunes on Horde. And when it came down to it, the decision to kind of come back from Alliance raiding to Horde was 100% well worth it. The difference in server pop or realm, even I would say the majority, the realm population of Horde Alliance is just so huge. Unless you're on one of the, I guess, kind of like the few kind of Alliance heavy realms, and the raiding scene is better. Just more players to play with that kind of know what they're doing. This is again my opinion. Let's go turn this in. Alright, so we'll make a macro for that in a second. So let's go ahead and open this. Great, we got speed. We don't need more boots, but we didn't need vision, so that'll get us one more, so that'll get us a rank 13 cloak, which is absolutely perfect. We're getting there on this tune. And I hope this to be my well, I know it's going to be one of my mains, Warrior and this tune, like I said before. So we're just kind of focusing on these two tunes right now. At the start of 8.3, I was like, well, you know, mage looks good. Let's make a mage. Let's, oh, DK looks pretty good as a tank. Let's make the blood DK. And just trying to keep up with, you know, 4 or 5 tunes as alts is just too tiring, especially kind of mid 8.3 where there really no catch-up mechanism whatsoever. So it was like you needed to play a shit ton. And that's something that I just didn't want to do at the time. So I was like, well, you know what? Once we get rank 15 on one of the tunes, we're going to kind of stick with that, and then we're going to pick a tune that we think might be our main going into the next expansion, which is the Monk. So that's what I did. That's what I did. And I tend to, I do tend to be kind of a, I would say, an ultaholic as far as World of Warcraft. I just, you know, like to experience all the. I don't think he drops anything in particular. I'm going to grab that macro real quick. Let me pull that up, guys. Yeah, I got this over here. I'm going to look at my computer for a second. What's the name of this? I always forget. It's the, what? Xanthian Lasso. There it is. Yeah, this is on Wowhead. There is a really good macro once you get to the coordinates. And you just gotta wait there for a little bit. So, and it's not just someone had just like a, you know, of course you can just like you know, slash tar, Ivy Cloud Serpent, use whatever, but someone had a better macro. It's like, okay, there it is. And what I will do is I will just copy this into a document. So I do use a dual PC streaming setup, which is definitely good. Measuring the coordinates and so forth. All right. All right, got that saved. Okay. Let's make a new macro. I don't care. This is called mount. Oops, caps. And we need to go. Let's go like this. This should work. I did this before. Using this macro and it worked really well. Not needed, but so stop macro. We're going to channel. Channeling, right? Catching, which I guess this is maybe a common used macro, maybe for like pets. I don't really know. Okay, let me clear target. Let me target the ivory. Oops. Xanthian Lasso. Okay. Show tooltip. 17. 4. Yep. 927. We stop macro. Channel catching. Channel catching. Okay, got that. Clear target, target that. That's the macro. Let's go ahead and just put this. I don't know if we have to have it on our bar. I'll just put it like there for now. And the coordinates are going to be at 2655. So I think if I'm right, it's like right here, if I recall. Like right there. I will try to get this now. May have to wait a couple of minutes, but it's definitely worth doing at this time as well because it's pretty quiet. And he's up about. I think he's a. You're even. I think if you're even with. If I remember doing this last time, even with this right here on screen. See this? Let me actually switch screens over here. If you're even with that, he flies kind of this direction. So that's where we're gonna be. Yeah, and you're going to get hit by these things, which is normal. These stacks, it doesn't, they don't do anything to you. They're just going to basically reduce your flying speed. I think last time I did it, I had like 10 or 15 stacks of this. But you do need to be about this height to see him fly. I think by using the macro, yeah, it's working. So we would basically target him. But we kind of have to wait. And the other thing is, I do have my graphics settings at max setting, so the distance is as far as I can go, so which is good. Last time I did this, I saw him flying basically this direction over this way, and we just kind of waited here for him to arrive. These guys, kind of a male muncher type mounts, which I do not have yet. They will, like I said, target you. I don't think they can knock you off, though. They'll just give you stacks of this crap. So you're going to fly really slow. And I think it might corrupt. No, it doesn't. That's in Eldir. Or not in Uldum. I think I increases your corruption, but it doesn't here. Yeah, so we're going to be 2656, 2655 right around this range. And it's unfortunately one of those waiting games, but oh well. We'll wait a couple minutes. I got it last time, want to get it again. It's a cool looking mount. I really like it. Maybe it's so much of the thundering, but it's just that cool color, the ivory color. And it's not like extremely rare. I mean, because it's a guaranteed drop chance. Just getting the noose is the hard part. And I tried farming that out. I've actually been farming it out on my warrior, and I've never seen it. And in fact, when I did all my other tunes, probably 6 or 7 ults that I kind of gave up on, they've been in this area multiple times. I've never seen a drop. Had it twice now on the monk. And that's the cool thing about it, so. Okay. Well, cool because I had it, then I switched this dude over to this character to my other account, which had flying, so, or flying in BFA, so that was bad going without that. So when that transfer happened, I lost them out. And I'm thinking to myself, if, like I should have just kept the noose in my bag. You know, it's like, oh crap! Like, why did I think of that? Yeah. This guy they'll just keep hitting us. But this is the spot. Like, you want to be this high. The post, at least I read on Wowhead, said if you can see across kind of the arc over here of the building here, then you're about the right height. So. So let's see what else. Azaret's really good. So we lucked out when we did Heroic. We were able to get the force off of, I believe it was Carapace, and also off of N'Zoth, the two 475 Azaret pieces, which are, you know, the best in slot unless you go up to Mythic, which I have no plans of clearing Mythic at this point. Yeah, I'd like to have them out, but I'm not going to pay that much gold to get a clear. I don't want the gear. I don't care about the gear. It's going to get replaced. My gear is fine. Going into Shadowlands, so we're just going to say heck with that, but it's the Abyss two pieces here, the chest and the shoulders, and the helm is the best helm you can get off the Azerite vendor for its eye level, for the heroic eye level. So kind of lucked out there. So the 480 piece. Now, it's not as quite as good as the other piece I believe you can get from Mythic raid, but again, I'm not going to be doing that. So Azerite in this tune is absolutely perfect. Lacking lots of sockets on this tune, but I love having the gushing and kind of like a normal playstyle, like I was alluding to before. The stack corruption just, I think, really throws off how well, or maybe how good, the experience is playing your tune. The warrior just feels like, especially, how can I put this? So playing arms, when you have all of this haste, and then you're using Lucid as your essence, which basically gives you just a crazy amount of rage regen. It's so basically you're able to just spam abilities. Of course, some of the obviously abilities have some cooldown to them, but for example, like Whirlwind, if you're running Fervor of Battle, I mean you could just spam the crap out of it. It just feels weird sometimes. That's my point. We'll double check the coordinates, but I know this is right. I think it's just a matter of when he spawns. We'll check actually group finder. Yeah, 2655. Yeah, no, roughly same height as the gate. Yeah, no, this is it. So, okay. It's an amount that I definitely want to get though, because I don't. Let's actually look. Did I complete a set? Maybe not. I have this. That's the Shadowland set. That chest is actually the Gladiator chest. Yeah, I basically bought mounts just to have some mounts, so I have 15 mounts. Yeah. And I'm not a huge collector. I just think that these guaranteed, are just stupid not to grab. Let's go ahead and look in pre-made. We'll go back. Let's go custom. Let's find a group and just see. I doubt we're looking for. Nah. I would say another couple of hours if I'm still on, which we'll have to see. We might be able to find a group. Most of these are going to be like farming groups again for like Anchorweed or the parts in like Macagon area, which this right here might be. I don't want to go down there right now though. But we'll have to wait here for a couple minutes here. I think I got lucky last time when I did this. I came over here, typed in that same macro, and like looked over this direction right here, and I was like, holy crap, he's right there. And I clicked the macro one time, and it just instantly just popped in my bag. So it's targeting basically. The thing is, like, I want to stay kind of like in the same area for a little bit at least, and then maybe if I give up, I give up. But it's just because this assault will end. Let's see, run time is so it'll end in 3 hours. So he definitely should fly here in that time frame. Otherwise, I'd have to wait until this assault is back up again, which could be a couple of days. So we'll just wait it out a couple more minutes and tell you about what else. Oh, talents on the monk, if you guys care at all. Nope. I tend to like to keep things real simple and play them well, and if that makes sense. So looking at the first row, Eye of the Tiger, it is kind of. I think all the choices in Roll 15 are valid. Obviously, this going in Shadowlands is going to be all different, or somewhat different, I should say. But at least in BFA, they're all kind of viable choices. Eye of the Tiger being a passive, just making it easier to play. Again, keeping it simple, playing your class well. So I think in all case scenarios, Eye of the Tiger is probably, at least for me, the best choice. Since I'm not actively raiding with a guild, I think other choices could, because they have some healing into your and damage to your party, to your group. But since I'm kind of a loner right now, guildless until Shadowlands, and we'll find a guild, I would say in the next couple of months, because I think November is kind of like at maybe the earliest we'll see Shadowlands, so we have plenty of time. So Eye of the Tiger is just kind of the go-to choice. Again, I'm not playing with any kind of guild. Let's just click this to make sure he hasn't flown by. Okay, hasn't. Tiger's Lust, you probably would take this because it would help out your group. But Celerity is just what I'm going to take to give you the double, or hammer rolls basically, and the cooldown. Roll 45. Elixir was really good in Legion, but right now the go-to are going to be Ascension or Fist of the White Tiger. So Fist of the White Tiger was around. Actually, this was new to this expansion, if I recall, but I may be wrong. I did play Windwalker towards the end of expansion of Legion, but I think it was there, but I'm not too sure. But again, playing along the lines of keeping things simple, less buttons to press, and doing it well. That's kind of my policy. I can make the excuse that probably my reaction time is not as fast as when I was 20 or something of that nature. So I go with Ascension, and it actually is, kind of a tie between these two as far as what's best for rating and that aspect. So we go with that. And then row 60 just depends on what content I'm doing. Ring of Peace is kind of the general one you want to take, I would say, more or less. Otherwise, definitely good karma helps you because it redirects any kind of damage and healing towards you, which is definitely a good thing. But the Ring of Peace is just too good, especially when you have to do, for example, this week's Mythic Plus, which is Sanguine. You want to get the mobs out, whatever, or help your team out. So help your pug out. That is. So take Ring of Peace. I like to use either Diffuse Magic, Dampen Harm. Dampen Harm kind of just general, and then Diffuse Magic if it knows it's going to be magic damage. So we always have that. Roll 90. You have basically, I would say two choices, valid choices. Either Invoke Zwen or White Tiger, which is going to become baseline going into Shadowlands, unless they had changed that. But last I heard, it was baseline. So this will no longer be a talent choice. You'll have that all of the time, which is kind of cool. But I take Hit Combo. And Hit Combo, it's one or the other. Russian Jade Wind, it doesn't do enough damage compared to the other two, so we kind of avoid that. Hit Combo just seems to be the one that I like to play best because it kind of rewards correct play and correct rotation. So you want to keep your uptime of that as high as possible, so you'll do more damage. So I always go with that. And then roll 100, you have one option, and that's unfortunate because I think it'd be fun to play with the other options, but Whirling Dragon Punch is just too OP not to take. If we go back to Legion, I think you could choose between, Whirling Dragon Punch and Serenity and Energy and Elixir type builds. And of course, Corruptions right now you can have some meme type builds with running Ineffable Truth, which reduces cooldown of your spells. So you could say, well, yeah, I could take Serenity and have my Serenity kind of cooldown potentially be 30 seconds and just have Serenity up at all times. But it's still at that point not as great as taking other Corruptions. For example, the Gushing Wound setup, or perhaps if you're into that, like a stat setup, just like a tons of versatility or something. Which is also, I think, a viable option. Versatility is not going to change your playstyle too much. It's not one of those abilities that is going to make your character seem like you're playing a faster or something, like Haste or perhaps some Master or something like that. But these are the basic talents that I take. Again, I tend to like to perfect rotation over taking talents that are kind of just like, let's just press this button now and it'll do some damage. So those are the talents. So again, why am I sitting here, guys? If you're just tuning in or watching this later on a VOD, is I'm getting the mount with the lasso that just dropped, And he flies this path right through here, and we're sitting at 55, I think 26 are the coordinates, or maybe I got that reversed. Let's go ahead and look. Yep. So 26, 55, like right through here, he kind of flies this path. And you need to be about this elevation to be able to see him. It does help to have your settings as far as terrain distance turned up, and mine are maxed out right now. And I'm sitting at what you guys can see, but I'm sitting at 60 FPS, although I have a very powerful computer, so it does help. I'm using max settings on everything right now. But he does fly. It's kind of random. I don't know the spawn time. I can check again and look. See Wahad. Wahad also has a macro that I'm using for this. Go to Wahad if you get the lasso. Macro is a target use macro, but it has more to it. Like it's a target, then it clears the target. It's catching. I don't know. But it worked. It's like worked really well last time I used it. So we're just kind of hanging out here, hopefully this guy flies back soon. Because if you miss him, like I said, you have to wait till the next assault is in this area, which could be a couple days. And we have server reset in 3 hours, roughly 3 hours. I think the server reset. So the assault will move on to the other area, so he won't be available to get. So if we have this now, we might as well try to find him. Boring content, yes, but getting him out, kind of cool. Especially when this tune has very low amounts. So what we can do in the meantime, I'm so slow right now. I have 11 stacks of this. My flying speed is reduced by 330%. But you need to be, like I was talking before, you need to be at this height, and you're gonna just take hits from these mobs up here. The last time I think I did it, I had up to 20, and they fall off, and they just kind of come back on. Maybe it capped out at 11, because I just get twice. I don't know. It must cap out at 11. But yeah, so it's actually really funny. Last time I did this, and when I actually got the, let me check positioning. Yeah, it's like right here. Last time when I got the mount, I was so excited. So like I came down and got in the mount. I was like, damn, like did I forget to buy like the faster riding speed or whatever? And I was like, no, I just have this 11-time buff. So it's just really funny. So. And we're going to check again. Sometimes people are good enough to say like, "Yeah, he's up." Like, see, I would go here and do this, but it's way over here, and it's not a guaranteed mount drop. It's just a, somebody definitely got that. You can farm it out though. It's something that I probably will do. I mean, right now, like I said, is a good time to catch up on things that you want to get done. Look at what you want to main. If you're in Reigning Guild, obviously if you want to finish out your progress and something like that on the Mythic raid, that's fine. But I think more or less right now is just kind of a catch-up time for some of your alts, playing different classes, seeing what you want to play going into Shadowlands. I think it does make a difference to have kind of it all planned out, ready to go, or excuse me, a main kind of planned out, ready to go, going into the expansion. Of course, if you're a person that plays like a certain tune for years and you don't change, then you don't have that issue. I'm kind of the person that says, oh, I want to play this for this tier, I want to play healer for this tier, I want to go back to a tank, I want to do both, or have that ability to be in a guild and say, oh, you know what, if the guild needs to have a certain tune, I have it, I can play it. But with all of these systems in the game right now, it has made it very difficult to get alts up. So my kind of point right now is just to say, kind of focus on maybe 1, 2, max 3 characters that I think that would be good going into Shadowland that I enjoy playing. And although Windwalker is one of the classes that is really lacking as far as getting some attention, at least right now in game, we're down on damage compared to a lot of other classes by a good amount, it's still totally viable. It's fun to play. It has a great toolkit. Mobility is great. It has a lot of things going for it, and it's a class that I truly enjoy playing. So that's why I'm going to play the monk, or at least have the monk ready to go to Shadowlands. So things I'm doing right now, like I said, I'm 470 item level. I don't really care about a lot more gear. We'll grab some more corruption, obviously. We'll get our cloak caught up to 15, so when we go into Shadowlands, we're ready for that. But otherwise, just kind of finishing up things such as getting the mounts and getting achievements that I want to get on this account. So that's kind of what we're doing. And yes, I know I don't think I have much people watching, but I always like to comment anyways when I upload new videos to YouTube. So we do sometimes stream Twitch, but lately just on YouTube. May try out some other platforms, but see, I don't know what is that right there? What is that? That could be anti-look their master. I don't know what that means. So I think he's probably could be waiting for them out as well. My guess is... I mean, he's about the right height, the right location. If I click the wrong button, yeah. Should I put that like on a number or something on a keyboard? I can talk about key bindings for a second if you guys want me to. I'll just do that anyways. Maybe I'll put this in a separate video. So key bindings, different theories on key bindings, and I'll tell you what I do, and why I do it. So I do use a wireless mouse. I'm going to hold it up. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It just has two side buttons. That's it. Two side buttons. And of course, regular mouse buttons and the mouse wheel down button. So, I'm not using a traditional MMO mouse with like 50 buttons on it. I don't like that. My hands are extremely large. Basketball player size hands. I'm 6'4". I can palm a basketball. And having all of those buttons on like a Naga or like a Corsair Scimitar or something is just something that I cannot deal with. There's too many misclicks. Missing important abilities or clicking abilities that'll totally screw you over. So I go with a wireless mouse. I think it feels good. I'm using right now the Logitech, I think 703 wireless. It's a great mouse. It's lightweight. Not as lightweight as some of the new stuff out there that people are trending with, like the Final Mouse stuff or the Cooler Master series with all the holes in it. I have tried those. They are very, very good, but I love the wireless capability. And so two button side mouse, and then how I keybind is first of all using LVUI, so it makes it extremely easy to keybind. So you just hover over any button on your bar setup, and you can keybind that particular button. And you can even, like I said, keybind all of your mouse buttons that way as well. So if you hover over one of your spell abilities that's on your bar, you can keybind it just by clicking the mouse button. And it automatically, obviously, will unkeybind any of your... Yeah, I bet this guy's waiting too. Any of your other abilities that are keybound in games as well. So you have to be a little careful with that, but it would take care of all of that. So keybinding, how I look at it is I want to keep, for me, WASD. I keep them as is. Okay. Now, the reason why I keep them as is for this reason. So W is kind of just always obviously move forward, no question about that. A and D, yes. A and D is still, for me, just turn this way. It's not strafe. When I play the game, I'm always holding down. When I'm actually playing the game, I'm always holding down the far right mouse button. So when I hold that mouse button down and I use A and D, I'm strafing. So I don't actually rebind those keys to strafe. You can definitely do that if you don't play the style that I play. But when I'm actually playing in-game, that mouse button is being held down all of the time. As you can see now, I can rotate, I can look, and then I can strafe just with A and D. If I bind those to strafe, it kind of feels awkward to do something different. So I leave those as just right and left turn. Simple as that. So I leave the WASD set up the same. I always keep S as bound to back. And you know, people have this thought nowadays with key bindings is, oh, just get rid of it. You should never ever back up in the game, ever. And I think that's a very incorrect way to look at it. For PvP, sure, you know, if you're trying to turn and go the opposite way, you know, technically it's much faster just to turn your character, right? And you know, use W or use your mouse or whatever to go in that direction. You know, it's much faster, and I still do that. But from the beginning, playing a tank and specifically playing a pro warrior, you don't want to turn your back to any kind of mob or mob boss, and that's kind of my reasoning why I never like to unbind that key backwards. Also, secondly, there are times when you do need to reposition as a tank or even have a DPS just a little bit, right, to get out of your corruption zone, maybe just to reposition that boss into a correct area where you can have your rig able to hit the boss or something like that. So I think it's just a bad idea in general. Those are my thoughts of getting rid of S completely. Some people will get rid of S, and that does free up a keybind, but I don't think it's completely, necessary to do so. So I always keep S bound to it backwards. And like I said, so the WASD is just the basic defaults from Blizzard. Since I'm holding that far right mouse button down, I can strafe anyways. Moving on from that, I look at my abilities and I say, okay, what ability do I use most often? Like, what am I using most often? And that ability, obviously for a Windwalker Monk, is going to be my Tiger Palm, because I'm going to go, for rotations. So Tiger Palm, Rise of Sun, Tiger Palm, whatever, Fist of Fury, Tiger Palm. So to maximize your DPS and hit combo. So I'm going to be using a lot of Tiger Palms. So Tiger Palm, or your most used ability, always goes on R. R is, for me, very easy to reach, very easy to get to. So that is R. Then about E to, which is, again, it's right there, very easy to hit. You want your abilities on your keyboard to be easy to hit while you're moving. And that's kind of the goal to all of this, right? So while you're moving your character, while you're strafing, while you're moving different directions, you want to be able to hit all your keybinds. So E is right there. So I'll put another ability. In my case, I have Whirling Dragon Punch. E is kind of like, for me at least, that's not him, nope, that's the Onyx there. E is kind of an ability that I tend for most of my characters to, for example, this has a 21-second cooldown. I put a longer cooldown ability on E. It's a little close to W, so sometimes the way I move my hands, it can be a little bit awkward, but not terribly. So I like to put E just a little bit longer of an ability there, and then I go up to G, because again, we're kind of working in this kind of like zone that is very close to my movement abilities. So G is going to go just another ability that you use often, and then 4 for me, it's either 3 or 4. I would say for most people, I have big fingers on 4. Because it's up from R being my most used ability, so 4 is right up from it on the keyboard. So I put my another ability on 4 because it's right there, easy to click. Let's just make sure we're clicking this every once in a while. Okay. Again, I'm trying to farm out here, guys. I talk about this. So I put 4 as a keybind because it's right above my most commonly used button, R, as I was saying. Out there, I think, is that him? No. That wasn't it. That was weird, though. Okay, that was weird. That had me, like, weird for a second. I thought that was it. He'll fly eventually this direction. Okay, so then I go to T. Again, T right next to R. They're all really close. So you see where I'm going with this. So I put my abilities really close to where my movement abilities are, so I can always hit them while moving around. And that's the key to being really, I think, playing WoW really well, is to have that set up well. And we'll talk about the mouse in a second. So again, F, right down from R. Key ability. So, simple as that. And then I like to use 1, 2, and 3 for kind of like more of major CDs. And so Monk, obviously Storm, Earth, Fire, Touch of Karma, Touch of Death. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A number away. It's very simple. Like in a warrior, you could have Avatar, you could have Recklessness, you could have something of that nature on any of those keys, or anything with a CD, like a longer CD. I like to place on 1, 2, 3, and then 5, which is a key. It's at least in BFA, it's always an essence. It's always an essence on every tune I play. So essences typically have longer cooldowns. Some are passive, but some are obviously, like this is a 1.5 minute cooldown, so that goes on 5. So all essences go on 5. So that's how I set up my DPS rotation. Is I put them kind of in order from base off R, which is used most, and then I try to go to the keys closest around that I can always hit while I'm moving. And let's just see, this guy's, I know he's waiting for the mount as well. So we're just going to wait this out. Come on, this guys. Talking about this. Alright, so that's how I do that. The next thing I do is I use my mouse. Let's talk about the mouse. Because you can do a lot with the mouse and modifiers. And that's, I think, probably the most important thing to talk about is how do you correctly use the mouse with modifiers. So I try to keep this kind of consistent through the characters I play that have kind of like movement abilities such as your roll, such as charge, such as heroic leap, such as other classes that have those abilities, movement abilities, right? So I don't know if I can see here, if you can see, but let me turn it here. But the mouse button forward, and this mouse button back and down. Okay, so those give you 3 right there, 3 abilities that you can put on anything you want. But those are going to be movement abilities for me. And of course, we'll have some other things we'll talk about going into that. So one of them is going to be if I push forward on the front mouse button on the side, that rolls for me. If I push the back button on the mouse, that's my Flying Serpent kick. And of course, hitting that again is going to stop you flying. So that's as simple as that. Then on push down on top of the mouse button, so when you press it down, for me, in this case, I have it set to Vivify, so it's a healing spell for me. So I have Blade Storm, for example, would be the equivalent to my healing spell on my warrior. So it's just another ability that I like to place on the mouse. I've done that for a long time. So that gives you 3 abilities right there on the mouse. Then we want to talk about going into using shift and control modifiers on the mouse, and also scroll wheel up and scroll wheel down on the mouse. So I have to use my trinket, and right now I'm only using one unused trinket, and typically that tends to be the case on most of my tunes. If I hold shift down, again, shift is probably the easiest of the modifiers to hit for most people. It's very close. Control being a little bit more difficult, and then you have alt being kind of, I would say, at least for me, the most difficult. It kind of requires me to kind of move my thumb under to hit control, or hit alt, excuse me. So shift is easiest. So we always start with shift. And I'm just looking to see if this mount is up. Not yet. We're all waiting here. Okay, so I use shift modifier. So shift forward mouse button on the side is my trinket. Simple as that. Shift mouse button back is going to be my dampen harm, or in the case maybe of a different tune, let's say like you have a warrior or something, you can put on there like I don't know, you could put a shout, you could put a health stone or something. It's always going to be something defensive. That's shift mouse button back, and that I do that in every tune. I don't have disable right now, since for PvE I don't use that often. I don't have that keybound right now, but I probably would just put it on a modifier as well. So mouse wheel up. This is kind of like, I think, probably the best spot in my opinion. Again, from a PvE perspective. I don't PvP that often. I'm sure they, but a lot of good PvPers do it differently. But the mouse will scroll, so you just scroll up. That's interrupt. That's my interrupt. It's very, very easy. So you can be in any situation because you're always using the mouse. You can always scroll that wheel up and then just interrupt. Simple as that. Mouse wheel back. So scrolling back is going to be leg sweep for me. So another kind of interruptibility. So it's always that case. Always mouse wheel is always going to be some sort of interrupts. So I have that set up that way. Then I go into Ring of Peace. Ring of Peace goes on the shift modifier. So again, it's just shift mouse wheel back or down, they call it here. So shift, holding the shift key and scrolling backwards is going to automatically bring up my Ring of Peace. I can drop that down anywhere, obviously anytime. Very simple. And then I go into shift mouse wheel up, and that's my stun, my paralysis. So it could be like, Hodge. It could be a lot of things, but it's a stun. I put a stun there. I have Resurrection on my bar just in case I'm running a Mythic Plus, but I don't have a keybound. And Detox, I probably should keybind to something. Again, I probably would put it on some sort of modifier. Control I do use. Control is the only modifier that I'm using right now on the mouse, at least. So I use my Transcendence. So mouse wheel down basically is going to transfer me. Mouse wheel up is going to place. So that's my control modifiers. And the rest of stuff on my bars are just basically there to click on, like their pots or potions. I tend to like to click those myself. Although in some cases, like I said, if I'm not running Dampen Harm, let's say I'm running like Inner Spirit, I may replace like a pot or Hellstone with that particular button. So I hope that kind of makes sense as far as keybindings. It's a pretty simple way to look at it. You want to have WASD kind of left as they are, or rekeybind A and D to strafe. I don't do that, but I'm using my mouse all times, holding down the right button to move, so it does the same. And then you want to use REG 4, TF 1, 2, 3, 5 being the last one you want to use. 6 is, well, not for me too much, but 6 is going to be too difficult to hit on a consistent basis for most people, unless your hands are very large. So 6 would be the max you ever would use, but in most cases it's going to be 5. And then you want to shift. Use shift as your first modifier, and you can do everything on the mouse with that, like I said. Use control as the next one, alt as the last resort. And then you can also, for example, like to mount, different mounts I just have on a shift 4, shift 5. You could also have shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, because those are very easy to click. You can have shift R, shift is a good modifier. So for example, like say I wanted my detox, I could go shift R, honestly. Like that's not a bad keybind. If I wanted to have like, let's say, maybe I wanted to keybind, I don't know, something else here, maybe my pot or something, a potion, I could put that on like Shift T or Shift G, so you want to use your modifiers that way. And that's how I tend to set it up. So I may upload that video, but I probably would like to show the keyboard and show the mouse in a little more detail. It's pretty simple. So this gave me something to talk about. I know this dude over here is waiting for the mount. I don't know. We'll check these. Let's just check and see if there's anything up here. We're looking for the Ivory Cloud Serpent mount right now. He flies this direction at these coordinates, and I do have the lasso. That's not him. He'll be white when he comes by. Just got the lasso for him. This drops from, I think, any mob. Maybe I don't think it's a rare. I think just any mob in this zone. And this assault has to be up in order to get them out. Sometimes people are good enough to say they see the Ivory Serpent Cloud flying. I don't see it right now, but it is right now kind of off hours on the realm. It is what time it is, realm time 6 a.m. I do play on EU realm, so It is obviously you're seeing here it is now past midnight for me. And EU is just kind of getting up in the morning now on Monday. So the nice thing about this for me is because this allows me to raid during the afternoon, so like the 2-3 range, which is like perfect for me since I do have a son. And then if I do want to play, get things done later in the evening, I can jump back on like I'm doing now, pull up the stream, and maybe do like a vision, do some quests, do some mount farming, do other things that I do enjoy. So that's why we're on right now, and no one else. It's very quiet. Normally this area would be zooming with people, but again, like I said, we're still like pretty early for the rest of the EU to get up. My ping actually is surprisingly good. Like it's not great, but so my ping is about 105, 110 ms. And that's not actually too bad. I do kind of compensate for that using the events. Let me go to the add-on here. Let's go interface. If you use advanced interface options right here, you can actually go into the CVAR browser, or each time you log in, and set your lag tolerance. So you want to set this at your MS plus 100. After Legion, they changed this to be 400, basically just on every account. So you do want to change this basically to 100 plus your MS. Basically, that'll just ensure that each time you're basically clicking a spell, it's getting off at the right time. That's the lag rate basically it takes for you to press that button for it to register with the realm to actually do the ability in game. So that's something that we can talk about some other time. But having that MS is, for me, hasn't been a big issue to adjust to. I could see it for some people to be really annoying, but I honestly haven't really noticed a big difference. And I go in between playing on US realms to EU realms on occasion, so it doesn't really, I don't see a huge difference. The one thing I do notice is that my MS or ping, whatever, on the EU realm is really consistent. So it's like always consistently like 110. Where sometimes on US realms, let's say, I will see like the world MS just be consistently 200 to 300, and I can't get rid of it. Like it's there. And that's when we're just the lag is extremely terrible. So that's one thing I do like about it. It's consistent, and it doesn't really seem to affect my gameplay. And I'm not at the point where I'm a world first raider by any means or something like that. Just more of a casual player who enjoys the game, who enjoys playing with other people, enjoys the raids and new content, and more or less, kind of the old school, guy who started playing in his 20s at the original launch of the game in 04. So, and kind of kept up with it for most of the year. So that's kind of where I stand. And the last comment I can make, kind of regarding this, I know it's kind of off topic, but there is a kind of, I see a distinct difference in playing with EU people, or the EU realms compared to the US realms. Is just, I don't know, and this is kind of an awkward statement, but it's people seem nicer. I don't know why. When you come to an assault and there's lots of people, like you just get instantly invited to groups. Everything it just seems to be more positive in general. In my opinion, this is my opinion. So yeah. So again, why am I sitting here? I'm waiting for a mount to fly by so I can capture it. This is basically what I'm doing, along with this other dude over here. I'm kind of just chilling. Add-ons that I use, let's show those. We'll do maybe a separate video sometime. Where am I going? Add-ons. So use bags is ADI bags. and there's a couple of different ADI bag add-ons that you can get, but it gives you bags that look like this, organized really well. It puts them into set, like this is my Brewmaster set. It puts them into like again, categories, weapons, keys, your corruption gear, your consumables, and then of course it shows you can show anything you want to show down here at the bottom, your golds, whatever, how many seals you have, so forth. So I think it's easy to move, and your bank looks the same. I don't think there's a better bag add-on than ADI bags to me. I've tried them all. Just because of the way that it sets things up and gives you the ability. There's other like Bag-On or Bagnon, whatever it's called. Tried that. It doesn't offer the same stuff that ADI bags does. It looks good, but it just doesn't offer the same thing. So I always use that. I talked about advanced interface options. The biggest thing about advanced interface options for me is there's two things. It allows me to easily change the size of my combat text, make it larger, smaller, and then secondly, we talked about it allows me to change the lag tolerance spell window. So that is when you click a spell on your keyboard and you click R for Tiger Bomb, how fast that registers with the actual server that you're playing on, and your tune actually doing that in game. And it's important to note that after coming into BFA, they changed that to be 400. Basically, just for everyone got that number, and that's not truly how it should be. You should really have that be set to your current MS in game, and you add 100 to it is what I've read and I find to be the best. And then just make sure you're getting off each spell as possible. And I think that probably even more to a sense of PvP makes a big difference, where you're able to get off maybe like within a certain sequence of a damaging ability and getting off a stun or something, or getting off a kick, right? So there's been just videos on it. There's testing, that people have done, but I use it for that reason. Oxfaster, just option thing. Azure Power Weights, that just when you pull up your Azure, it shows you kind of what might be the best. Battleground enemies obviously pops up when I'm in a BG. It just tells me who I'm playing against, shows the healer. Simple that. I'm not using Bigwigs right now. I'm using DBM. I go back and forth. Just kind of depends on what I feel like. Proper tooltips, again, that just basically, I think that's when I hover over an item, it just shows all the corruption information correctly, but I may be unsure. Details is what I use for my details, my damage, shows my DPS, HPS, all that kind of stuff. It is the best one out there. It has the lowest memory usage, and I think it offers the most options as far as looking at deaths, damage taken, healing, all that kind of stuff. ERT, X-Sources Raid Tools, always use this. It actually, so I have it set to auto log for WoW combat logs as I go into a raid or a dungeon. Also, I do use it for my pull timer and marking abilities when I do tank. And obviously, if I'm with the guild and have certain assignments set up, we do use that to pass notes as well. And they will appear like in a little area zone that you set up. Garrison Mission Manager, this is just for kind of like, it's been around for a while, but it's for BFA basically. It just tells you the percentage that you're going to complete a mission at your mission table. Also gives you the ability to click the button one time instead of having to drag followers in. So you just go over there, and you want to do a mission on your mission table, you click the button once, it auto assigns followers with the best situation for, possible outcome, and it's simple as that. Gotta go fast. This replaces the Blizzard kind of UI as far as showing your mythic plus timers. Shows your enemy forces in different formats, kind of all the big text you may have seen on other streamers. It's just very good. It shows you kind of like the time it would take to 1 chest, 2 chests, 3 chests, miss, and to the exact percentage of enemy forces. Nope, that's not the dude. Healer has to die. Again, this is something interesting. So healer has to die is typically used obviously for PvP, right? So it will put a little icon over the healer in PvP, so you always know. But it also works kind of differently too in raids. It will also let you know if one of your healers in your team is being hit by something, which is good to know as a tank. And specifically in this raid tier, Nyalotha, there are certain mobs that actually heal that you need to kill down first, otherwise they're just going to continue to heal the rest of the mobs around them. I think you guys know if you've been in Nyalotha, they're those healing mobs. I forget the name of them, but it actually puts the little kind of healing icon above their head, and makes you know that they're makes a lot of noises. GTO, get the fuck out. It means you're standing something bad. It'll that's kind of a brainless thing, but it will alert you. It just kind of says, yeah, beep 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 beep. Don't be there. Let's see, handy notes. Handy notes I'm using right now for basically handy notes has a bunch of different uses, but I'm using it for tracking my rare spawns on my map. Hopefully this mob flies back. I mean, we've been here for probably 30 minutes plus. We're talking. This right here is just, this gives me, what else here? I use this for, I think, weak aura add-ons. We'll talk about it later. Low HP alert. I actually like this. Some people may hate it, but it basically, when my health gets below 50, it alerts me, and then it'll continue to alert me, and it'll alert me again at 25 health. So it's been kind of a thing I've been using when tanking. It just gives me a beep kind of noise, or an alert saying alert, health 50%, health 50, health 50, just so I know where I'm at. And it kind of gives you that, say, hey, you might, just want to watch a little bit better where you're at. You may want to use, Hellstone or something of that nature. Mask is what I use to make my bars kind of have this kind of cool effect, this kind of black border kind of thing. Method dungeon tools. Well, this is kind of a hard topic to talk about right now, but as Method is technically no longer a guild, at least organization. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but this has been renamed. It will be renamed to Mythic Dungeon Tools, and this will be something that I use for tanking or planning out Mythic Plus runs. So that is what that does. Let's see here. Minimap button. It makes all of these little icons that typically be around your map into one nice little row. Really good add-on. Mogget, I had disabled, but I'm looking for a certain mog. I'll turn that on. It just, if you mouse over any item that you could potentially, wear, it'll show a little screen what it looks like. Same thing with mounts. Mounts journal does kind of a similar thing. Nameplate auras, it gives me auras on the nameplate, so that's not really important. Omnibar, I'm not using it right now, but I do have it enabled. Omnibar is typically used for PvP, or a lot of other things. You can track enemy or opponents' spells. Like say, you know exactly when they'll have, if they've used, I don't know, a kick or interrupt. You know that if they've used it, it tells you, and it'll tell you when it'll be back up for that particular player that you're hovering over. Pawn obviously gives me a string of my stat weights coming out of raid bots for optimizing DPS or looking at items in game. That might be better than what I currently have. Be cautious with that. Just sim your character though. Postal is something that I use for, because I do have alts. It's just a quick way. It automatically memorizes the name of all my tunes. Send mail. I use Raider.io. Unfortunately, we've come to the point where Raider.io is almost necessary to get into a lot of groups. So yeah, I do have it. RC loot is kind of when I was raiding. It's kind of there, just for distributing loot. Shared media goes with loot auras. Simulcraft is obviously big. That goes with simming your character. Tell me when it's something I really like. I have that. I do use that. I hide it during if I'm not in combat, but it puts any kind of icons that you want to track. And for me, it's been really helpful to track abilities that I forget to use. So if I go back and look at the log and say, I'm not using my trinket enough, or why am I not using this ability enough? Or let's say, hey, I want to know when Touch Karma's up. But I see it here on my kind of UI, right? But I really want to see it. I want to see it kind of eye level. I use Tommy Wen for that. Tomcats, you're looking for rares. Weak auras, obviously, obviously is kind of a no-brainer. for anyone that kind of seriously plays the game, I think that's really important. It's just going to show anything you want to show. Any alert, any ability, anything that's going on in the game, and those are load on demand. Work quest tracker just shows me all the current quests available on my map. Let's see, Paragon shows me when Paragon is ready. Deja character stats. Let's go to what game here. I can't not show you. It just shows me a list of all my stats in a different format. We're still waiting here for this mod or this rare. LVUI, we've talked about that. Changes the whole interface to make it look how you want to. I'm using the UI modified. It's kind of my modified version from Nawa. Obviously, he's not with Method anymore, but that is where it came from. I like the look and his weak auras. So it's just a great package that I take that and I use the majority of it, but I modify things like my bars, colors, stuff like that, turn off some of his stuff. And I'm using DBM, obviously, and that's about it. So I do use quite a bit of add-ons, but I think they're kind of the most normally used ones. Let's just check the raid finder again, or the group finder again, and see if anyone has spotted him. So what we're doing here, guys, again, we're looking for the Ivory Cloud Serpent. He is a mob that will fly basically some path right through where I am. This dude over here is doing the same thing. He's been here for quite a while as well. I've been here for about half an hour to 45 minutes. We're able to use this right here, which is a rare, or I guess we can call it rare. It's a rare drop from mobs in this area of Eternal Blossoms. And what the news does is when this particular mob, you'll see, it looks like this, or it actually looks like what I'm on right now, the white, he's ivory. When you are in close distance to him, you use this, and actually you kind of capture him as a mount. So I have it set up on a macro, basically target him, and then use the item, and then stop using it. And this is the best method I found to do it. I've done it once before, but I lost them out because I did a character transfer to my other account, which had flying, which was something that was really driving me nuts not having in BFA. So we did lose them out, but just got this to drop again, so I'm waiting it out. This only happens, you're only able to get the mount when this particular assault is up, this area. So for me, that's going to be up for another like 2 hours. I hope it doesn't take long. Otherwise, we'll move on and get another day. But since I'm not doing anything really important now, just chilling and probably losing my voice, we're going to just wait it out a little bit longer. And I kind of was talking about key bindings, I was talking about add-ons, and talking about kind of random stuff as we wait. All my videos are on YouTube, so if you happen to see this video, consider giving a sub to the channel. A lot of times I do some fun stuff. We've done the 30 tank heroic runs where we go through heroic Ny'alotha with just 30 tanks. Idea kind of inspired by the former guild method. I don't want to go too much detail about that. But we have done that a couple of times, so I have some pretty cool videos there. I also have most of my VODs from Twitch, where I used to be streaming, and I may be again there in the future. I'm not quite sure. Save over here, going back to probably mid Legion, I would say. So I have some kind of like some AOTC kills, some mythic kills with some guilds I've been in. Some are pretty cool. I also have some videos of stupid stuff, like when I've been in competitions with like Asmongold or Bajira and stuff like that, or doing raids with them on occasion. So, and also just kind of some like random kills that I thought were pretty cool, like doing good DPS or something like that. Nothing overly exciting. That guy I always see him when I want to see it's him, but it's not. So everything's on my YouTube channel. I try to cut things out of my Twitch and make sure they're there. We had all this DMCA stuff come through, and thankfully, at least for me, from my perspective, that I had saved a lot of my videos already to YouTube. Music right now is I'm listening to. Some of it is just royalty-free music from Spotify, and you can probably hear my son. He is still awake, which he should be sleeping. It is summer, obviously, so he's a lot of extra time. But he's playing online right now as well, so. And he's playing Fortnite, yes. So. I wish this was spawn. It's taking forever. I got really lucky last time. Last time I did this, seriously, like I got the lasso, flew over here, waited maybe 5 minutes max, and I was like, crap, there he is. And I think I just finished typing out the macro. And I do have my distance set like far, so he should just fly like a path in this area. We checked this, the group finder as well, just to see if anything pops up. Let's just look again to see if we have someone named Ivory Cloud Serpent. No, we don't. The macro, guys, I'm using is Routed. It is what I used last time, like flawlessly. You don't need it. I mean, you can just put the lasso there, like there, and click on it. However, I'm not sure if it actually dismounts you or not, and it doesn't have a target built in. So you need to click on the mob, then use it. It does fly by pretty quickly, so like about the speed of, I said, the other things flying by us, like for example like this. You could do either way. You cannot obviously attack it. It's just a kind of mob that will fly by, so you can interact by clicking on it, but you can do nothing else to kind of bring it down. So I think the focus of the macro mainly is just to target when he does, and instantly use, and then immediately cancel casting or using of the actual lasso, so you don't fall and die or something of that nature, and then you get them out instantly in your bag, and then obviously just learn it. So it's a guaranteed drop rate. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to have to wait and farm them out, or look for the spawn to come. But it is a guarantee of 100%. I think the hardest part about it for some people is just getting the lasso to drop. Like I was talking about before, I have many more hours played on other tunes on a secondary account, and I have never seen it drop. The monk has had it twice now. Out of random circumstances, you can probably just farm it out a certain area. I really didn't read too much about it on Wowhead. I just happened to get it again tonight, so we shall see how that goes. I can hear my child down there being loud. I do have AC going in here as well, so if that noise is too loud, I hope it's not. We'll find out later though, but it sounds okay to me. It's been pretty hot in my area, so. Oh, let me pull up the macro again for you guys, but it's just a simple show tooltip. This is the item. The item is this is the item number for this object, this lasso. So basically, it's showing the tooltip for that. It does a stop macro, channeling, catching, which I think is, I'm not really familiar with that usage. My assumption is it's probably used for also like pets and stuff like that. It clears the target, and then it targets. We're targeting the Ivory Cloud Serpent. So that's what I'm doing now. So it says invalid target because it doesn't see the target. But once the target does appear, it will lock on automatically, and then it obviously uses the lasso, which hopefully it is. Yep, it is spelled correctly. It go ahead and it does use the macro. It does use the lasso, and we get them out instantly in our bag. It's just a waiting game right now of waiting for that guy to fly by. And I think I've said this probably 5 times. Why I'm sitting here now is because he only flies by during this particular assault, and otherwise I'd probably have to wait a couple of maybe a day or so, 2 days until this assault is back up, and I probably would have to sit here anyways and wait as I'm doing now to see it. So just kind of things you got to kind of wait out. We do check the custom group finder here just to see if anyone maybe has spotted it in a different layer or something like that. Probably will go maybe try to get the Raylan or Rayloon, whatever mount eventually as well. That's just a random, you got to kill it and hopefully it drops. Also, this one right here drops that kind of like Blizzy type B type looking kind of bug mount. But I haven't gotten that mount in any of my tunes so far either. So we're just kind of chilling here. So you need to be at this. The coordinates are, oops, one button. Right about here. It's like 2655 roughly. Where I'm at 20, like right about. Probably can go a little bit. 26. Right. Let me just look at my thing and see if I get to. So it'd be about. I mean, we're almost right on it. It's like 2556. That's like right here. Roughly right here. That's where he's gonna spawn. Or he'll be on this path basically. So it's a good spot to find him. And you want to be about the same height roughly as this arch right here. So I'm probably right at the level he's going to fly, or really, really close to it. And you will take, like for example, this dude over here waiting. I know he's waiting for the same thing. He's been here just about as long as I have. You want to be about the site again because I say spawns here, but you are going to take all of these hits from these guys above you. All these like little lightning shocks, which basically slows down your flying speed for 3 minutes, and your stacks are going to go up to 11 and stay at 11, and they'll drop off once you get them out. It's not a big deal. I think this guy over here is just saying a little low to avoid that, but it doesn't do anything really negative to you, other than that 3-minute debuff, which is just going to fall off once we get them out. So I just stay at this point. I do have my train distance turned up to maximum just in case we do see him. I know this sounds like a big complex to get this mount, but it's something that I want to get while it is available before Shadowlands does come out. So we did talk about earlier in the stream kind of about what to do in 8.3. Should you play? Should you come back? What's going on? And all that sort of thing. And my point right now is like, well, I've done the raids. I've done at least heroic as far as I want to go. I don't have any intentions to go into Mythic. Especially that this point we're pretty late into the raid tier. Obviously 3 months past the world first go. Some guilds maybe still working on that, getting their cutting edge achievement. I'm not running with a guild for 8.3, so I'm just kind of running pugging heroic, which I did, and keeping kind of up with the corruption, doing the visions, and more or less kind of prepping tunes that I think are going to be good for Shadowlands. And it's been difficult because of all the systems in place in 8.3. We have not only Azerite, you have essences, you have the corruption, you have the corruption, your cloak catch up, all this stuff, and they're making it slowly a little bit easier and easier for alts to catch up. I typically do play a lot of alts, but kind of said screw it in 8.3 and said let's kind of focus on the 2 tunes that you want to bring forward initially into Shadowlands, and then you kind of branch off and see if that's going to be good enough, and then go from there, just kind of like you do in most expansions. I am not that sort of person that just plays 1 tune. I typically try to keep 2 to 3 to 4 tunes at a good eye level for different experiences and rating. But I decided that it would be the monk and my warrior. pardon me, I'm getting tired from waiting for this. That I would be bringing forward going into Shadowlands. So that's what we're doing now. And as far as like what to do is, like I said earlier, is kind of just doing thing as far as preparation for Shadowlands. You know, get your tune up to date, get it geared up if you can. The more kind of gear you have is true going into a new expansion. The faster you get through the leveling process. Although you'll probably be replacing stuff early on anyways, but it'll give you a little bit of a head start if you're into that. You know, why not give it a try? If there's any achievements that you want to get accomplished in the game before Shadowlands, do it now, as they won't be available. Or, you know, certain mounts, certain toys, everything like that, pets and whatnot, you want to get done that exist in this current expansion, do it now, as they will go back to the legacy loot rules at some point during Shadowlands, and then you're gonna, you know, potentially deal with these drop rates of, you know, never, or like, you know, Ashes of the War drop rates, you know, on certain mounts. So if you think you want to grab like maybe mythic Queen of Shara, like the Jaina mount or something like that, you know, it'd be a good time to try to get a group to get that mount. If you can certainly clear or have the gold and you want to, you know, go for the mythic Ny'alotha, like kind of mount, you know, sure, go ahead. Something I don't have the gold to do so, but that's something else you can do if you have friends. Maybe they, you know, give it people that run through, you know, the last boss, and you know, if you do some damage, that's great. If not, you know, this guy just gave up, I think. Oh wait, there he is.
It's too far away.
Where'd he go? Catch him, got him. Boom. Clap. Alright. Did it, boys. Did it. He was higher than I thought. So I actually was too low. So for any of you who watch this video, maybe I'll make a clip of it. You need to be at that location and higher than I was. You need to be higher than this arc. And use the macro. You can see how fast he flies. Definitely worth it. So now I have this debuff for 3 minutes, so I'm going to fly really slow. But we'll go down here and learn them out. Add to our bar. Yeah. Alright, that was cool. So I talked a lot during that. Maybe some good stuff I'll clip. Put it into a different video. I'm flying so damn slow right now with that. Alright. There it is. Alright. That was cool. I'm happy I got that back. I have very low amounts. So let's go ahead and put you there. I'll put you there. Let's go ahead and mount her up. It's actually really, I like the I don't know, I like it. And we're going to fly really slow for 3 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here. I'm not sure if we'll try to go over to where, is there something down there? Yeah. No. To where Raylin, is it Rayloon spawns, which is going to be over here. We'll try to head down there. It's like I have RP on right now, flying with this dude. We got 11 stacks of that. That's terrible. So down over here is where you get the next mount. Let's go ahead and might as well. Since we just got this one, we'll make an attempt. It'll get us off our mount while this debuff drops off. God, it's pitifully slow. So for this night, you need to go down into, I don't know what, it's like the halls down over here. It's the very, very bottom floor. And there's some mobs you have to kill off going down. They're not very difficult. and then it's just kind of a waiting game again until he spawns. You hopefully kill it, and hopefully get the map to drop. I'm lucky so far tonight, so let's give it a try. After that, maybe, depending time, we'll head back and maybe get a vision done. So we do a cloak. I'm not going to do any kind of mask, just want to do a full run. Yeah, so we're basically going to have to kill off these guys first to do this, so these make you fast. Yes, my keyboard is very loud, guys. So that's one thing. I'm not going to apologize for it, but it's loud. It does appear that he is up. Okay. So he's way down over here. But to get to him, we have to... Yeah, we go this way. And then down. So we'll probably... Yeah, we're going to pull mobs here. So this is the part you gotta be real careful over here, is that you want to, because you can actually die pretty easily.
I don't have a target.
The mobs actually kind of go down, and kind of like it's that whole thing with back in MOP where they kind of have like surprise dangerous things. So there is like a path you can take more carefully through here, but I typically just like heroic leap over or use roll, or I'm going to use my flying serpent kick to get across. And just roll. You can see we just died, but we'll fly back and we should be okay. You just want to make sure you go back to where you were over here and fly back down through the tunnel. I thought I could get through all the way with the serpent kit, but I guess I couldn't. I've seen so many people die there. It's so funny. I mean, including myself. So you have to go to the bottom floor, and then his health is actually pretty high, so you need to be in a group. It's not really worth going brew single. I guess you could. It just would take a long time. No, we went this way, right? Yes. There. No, we're not res until we're out of this crappy zone. So you need to come over here and go down to the bottom. I didn't play a lot during MOP, so I don't know exactly what this area was in the game, or if it was something that was related to a dungeon or something. I don't recall. I don't know. So, again, I talked about this before. You do use a weak aura that when I target something, it pops up this little right here. It shows me my available cooldowns, and then it gives me a recommendation on single target versus multi-target. There he is right there. You get that mount right there. If you kill him, his health is 11.8. So you can single take him, but I'd rather just get a group and then do it that way. So we'll just kill off way over here. We have war mode off, I believe. Up DM. Okay, hold on. So a lot of people, it's up right now, are waiting. War mode on. Let me just make double check. We have it off. So let's look here one more time. I'm going to set it for this. Hopefully it's off. I don't know. It's on.
You are soft and weak.
I'm stunned, but I'm being a good boy and healing up the rest of the group here. Alright. Cross your fingers. Not today. Alright. Let's, We tried. We tried. That was good. Did I leave? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight these guys. Ooh, missed the kick. Leg sweep. So let's go back and we'll try to see if there's any groups for this world boss. The resources. Try not to die getting out of here again. Hopefully we're fine. Yeah, I did the same thing last time. I don't know. I don't know the path, and I'm not like learning it. Just whatever. So we want to go back and see if we can grab. There's two other mounts that can spawn in this area, and we'll hit those up, and then we'll go back and turn my collated visions into a vessel, so we can do a vision. Only at rank 10, right? Rank 10 on the cloak. So I want to get to 15, obviously. Too much past 15. Like 15 is the cap, obviously, and then you just add a resistance onto it. So I'm not too concerning with adding too much corruption. I mean, yeah, we do have a while till the next expansion, so we're gonna play the game, obviously, but we're just gonna stack as much gushing as we can in this tuning and call it good. I don't really. So we're out. I don't really care too much about going after the other corruption. It's one thing that's kind of like I was kind of talking about earlier in the stream was how the kill these guys. The corruption that I'm using on my warrior is all the stat, so it's like it's haste, obviously. That's what I'm using. And the thing about having, sitting static at 45 to 50% haste is that your tune almost feels different to play. It feels different. The speed just feels it feels different. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So I'm almost. We're just gonna get out of here. I'm almost more in favor of stacking some of the RNG type stuff like Twilight Dev, Infinite Stars, Gushing. Gushing is is a RNG base, but it's not. It doesn't directly affect how you play your tune. As far as the speed, it's like haste. When you have 200% haste, it's pretty damn wild. And the one thing, like I often, is he gonna actually attack me? Yeah, he is. That's fine. The one thing that I guess I'm not concerned, but I think it's going to be interesting is going to Shadowlands when people have had all this power with this corruption, right? And you're just going to feel like total ass because it's been taken away. And it's one of the things I noticed playing Warriors. And yeah, it feels great having. So he is up and being killed, so we're perfect. Is he on me now? He's on the DK. Trinket that. Heal up a little bit. Heal our friend up over there for tanking. Die. Alright, please. Please. No. No. But we did kill it. This hour is really good for farming these mounts because rares, I should say. So we killed him. We killed a Rayloon. We did get our Ivory Cloud Serpent, which we're on now. Back to normal flying speed. There's one more we can go after. Then we're going to move out of this area, which is where is he? Am I going the wrong way? Right. Actually, this one, I rarely see this. I'm up. Let's go over here. I don't see this often. He hasn't been up often. The other mount was going to be. Did it change over? It wasn't Houndlord, but we're going to go to Houndlord for sure. I'm not seeing it. But let's check. I think I've killed this a couple of times. It's Ren. He might be up. I don't know if it's a flying mob. I don't think so. I think it's a ground. But he should be like right over here. Right? Jade Watcher. Yeah, he'd be like right here. The other guy, let's go down a little bit. Was that like he's like a kind of like a bug. I don't know where he'd be. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Yeah, is it out? Okay, so we go back here and check this out. So this mob is called Houndlord. Let's just look in the group finders, see if we can find anything. Okay, there it is. I have off though, so it doesn't do us any good. We just did that. Did that. That's on, otherwise I would go. War mode on. I should put war mode on, looks like, because most of these groups have war mode on. I keep it off. I don't like doing all the bullshit. We just did that, so there's no groups besides that one. That group. Alright, I'm going to go back and check out the other place real quick. And we'll come back one more time to see if there's any groups for the big guy. And then we're going to head out and turn in the collated visions. And I'm pretty happy I got this on tonight. It's pretty cool. Yep. Nothing too exciting, but just chill. Chill, relax. Alright, let's go over here. He spawns like with a group of other like, I don't know, like mobs, but he's not here now. Let's just check the filter. It is this right here, but we need war mode. Let's go. I guess people aren't going yes. I hear my kid downstairs. Got to get him around pretty soon here. A lot of people are just gonna wait. I mean, he will spawn eventually. And he's not that difficult to kill. You don't need to be in a. You can kill him with like 2 DPS, or I can probably solo him. Yeah, people are starting to wake up. What time is it? Real time is 7 a.m. realm time. So yeah, it's starting to come alive a little bit more, and people should be farming mounts in this area. In fact, we might have a reset pretty soon here. What typically happens to me when I play, when I don't raid, when I do these late night, for me it's like 1 a.m. Kind of like farming rares, doing assault and so forth. That actually turns over, so I'll do one like set of world quests in Turtle Blossoms, and then by the time I get off, another one has already come up, so I do 2. So technically I'm getting 2 done right away for today and tomorrow. Kind of interesting way to look at it, but it's works out pretty well. And then I'm able to raid midday, which works out perfect. So I'm not up entirely late. So ish. War mode off. Let's sign up. Where is this dude? Oh, is he? Where? Wait, am I wrong about this? I must be. So I think, yeah, no, I'm at the wrong place. I'm looking for the wrong map, guys. What am I doing here? I'm looking for what you call it. God, let me go back to the map. I'm getting flustered here. I'm looking for Xin Ao. I'm getting confused. We're on. Raylan, we did that. Isha, this right here is what I signed up for. I don't know where's that guy? Am I just not seeing it because he's not up on my map? I don't know. I guess it could be. We did that. Not that. It's not that. It's not that. Not that. Not that. We'll wait for another second. My kid's being loud tonight. Let me mute this for a second, guys, so I can get him organized. Okay. Had to word into him, say, hey, calm down. Get her on her bed. Alright. I was signing up for this, I just don't, I forget where he spawns. I don't think it's that. No, I don't think it's that at all. I know like eventually he'll spawn here. We can wait a couple minutes. He's on, I actually had that mount on this tune as well. Maybe we'll do a quick run of that. Comes from, is that Mugashan Vaults? I think so. Pretty sure. It's funny because when I made this tune, this tune in this account, I actually got some mounts that I don't have on my other account that I've been farming for quite a while. I got them right away. I think I saw things work out. It's like you farm, like, I don't know, Ashes of Alar, you know, like it took me, my main tune, it took me 4 weeks with, I think, how many tunes did I play? 10 alts, 10 alts, took me 4 weeks to get it. And the drop chance on this doesn't say on my thing. I think it's like in the 2% or lower. First attempt on this tune. Yeah. I just think that's how it goes. Let's one more thing here. We'll go back and get those later. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are. I mean, let's go back. We'll go back over, check the other one, just see if we spawn. We're gonna reset pretty soon here. I think it's 8, right? Or is it 9? I think it's 8. I'm pretty sure. It may be 9. I think it's 3. I think it's 3 a.m. is reset, so I think it's 9. Probably will be off by then, but let's just go back over. I want to check actually here. For, I guess, Ren Stalwart Hound mount. I'm not really. I haven't seen that actually. I think it's one of the buggy type mounts. Let's go over here for a second and check it out. Because he'd be likely to spawn right in this area right here. Not seeing anything. We'll do another loop around just to see if anything is up. And we'll check for a group for this while we come over this way. And try to knock this out real quickly. So I'm really curious. When I listen to the stream back, I'm curious how this mic sounds compared to my normal stream mic. I'm using, I changed this a little bit, and I'm using a mod mic. So is people actually signing up for this? I don't know. I guess people are slowly. We'll do another flight path around. There's also a rare spawn that occurs here. So this dude must be. There's a couple that I have not actually seen spawns of yet. So let's go back over here and see if our buddy Zinao mount is available for farming. There's people over here before, so let's go check it out. Yeah, a lot of people are farming. He was, if I see, now this is a different dude. When I got my the Ivory Cloud Serpent, there was a guy on that mount. It was also a Demon Hunter, but I don't think it was him. What's up in this is the other one that, okay, so this is the one that I've I've actually killed this amount quite a few times. So who's this over here? No. So Ishak of the Four Winds is a mount I want to get. It's very similar to, it's like the uncorrupted mount you get from Heroic, but it's just different colors. Or like the new it's like the Storm mount. And I will get that eventually. Are people killing this right now? I don't know. No, it's that dude. He's got 12.5 million health. We're not going to solo him. I can play Brewmaster. I just don't have everything set up right now to play Brewmaster. If that makes any sense, like gearing wise, like not gearing wise, like keybinds. I don't feel like setting it up. Zenlab. Let's do another search in here. The way I say that is funny. Alright. I am in customs. Okay, there we go. Yeah. That, I'll do that later, tomorrow. It might be a good time tonight to do it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I wonder, I have to wonder what, for example, like 1122, right? What is, and there's seven tanks, okay, in a DPS. Like, what is that group doing? You know, like, it's under custom, right? What is it? It doesn't list what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like a certain key code for people that I was going on to join in. I don't know. But like why seven tanks, whatever it was. Like, what are they doing? What are they farming? Who the hell knows, right? I haven't even had this tune over to Makagon area yet, so this tune. I've had my other tune which got flying, but nothing so far, so alright. We'll come back to that in a second, maybe. I don't know. Let's go back over this. I keep going the wrong way. No. I'm going to check on which one? This one over here. Yeah. Then I'll probably jump over to, like I said, go back and we're going to turn these stuff in to get my vessels so I can eventually spam out echoes and get my cloak up to date. To 15 that is. Alright, nothing here. Let's see if enough people are doing this yet. Hey, let me turn the mic off. Okay. Get my kiddo set. Let's jump in a group for this. Yeah, we're not killing with that group. Or that many DPS on a healer. I don't think 54 million health. We'll come back, I guess. Again, it's early hours still, EU, so. So there everything pops up. When I'm in combat, it pops up. We did our key for the week already, so that's out of the way. I do try to get 15 key, or 15 or higher, done every week. I'm still doing that on 2 tunes, and it's not that difficult to get done. So like, I'll knock it out. Try to get done every week goes out of the way. And mainly it was for just the Azerite. Currency and of course the echoes. Really, no one ever really gets anything good out of their box, anyways, right? Actually, I got this trinket, which is actually, I think one of this, if not this, for. I mean, of course, I could have a socket on it, which if I played enough, I could get sockets from doing visions, but I don't see that happening. But I think it's best because it's just a shit ton of verse on a relatively good cooldown. So for something, hey, we're all waiting here. Let's see. Let's go back. We'll go to custom. There's always a spare farm in Mechagon going on. Killing in Booty Bay. No, I don't care about that. Anchor Weed, I don't care about that. People making gold. Let's see. This right here is a gold-making group because it's in Star Wars. I know that. Let's see. This group I questioned before. I don't know why there's 7 tanks. I'm assuming it's some kind of gold farm going on. Same with this one with 6 tanks. Custom PvE, I don't know. I bet it's some kind of, like they know that how many zeros, so they'll join in. We're just looking for this amount here. Otherwise, it's possible we just head over to Uldum real quickly, and we'll try to kill off the Shack of the Four Winds, which he's not hard to kill, but does require more than one person, so we can do that as well. But some people are pretty dedicated. I actually don't have as much dedication to sit in the same spot and actually try to farm out, so. But, oh well. I'll go back over this way. We'll just double check. I don't see any groups for it, so it's probably not up, but maybe we'll get lucky. And then we should probably head out of this area. What quest is this? I don't know what quest. Oh, wait. This was for, what is it? I forget what this does. Mark 20 should ascend this world bosses. Okay. Powered. What does this give you? Upgrades or focus? Okay, so this is that's my engineering thing. Okay. $3.2 million. He's looking at me. I'm not a tank. You're the fire mage. Just burst it down. I might be able to live through it. It's not that much health. I'll go back over here again. And I think we'll call it good for this area. I'm getting bored of being over here. But I would like to kill this dude for... if there's actually a group. There's not enough people sign up right now for it. It's going to have to be like tomorrow. Or before Wednesday, so... That guy doesn't. Most of these don't drop anything worthwhile. I mean, it's like Azurite and some war resources, if that. You mainly want to hit up these 3, like we've done. And they're still waiting. Do I want to stay here? I think we're going to probably move to a different area. I saw that guy before over there. Might be worth doing these that are pretty easy, pretty quick for the echoes. Not this, obviously, because we don't care about Madworlds. Oh, wait. Where is he? Come on, lucky nada. 78k. Okay, so I did that one. Waited it out. Let's try one more time for over here. And then I think we'll move over to Oldham. And we will just do a couple of things. Probably won't do the actual... There's not an assault up, but there's quest up. I'm not sure if I'll do them now. Probably not. But I just may want to give it a go at before one's out. I want to see if there's any of a large group doing this yet over here. And then we're going to be out of here. Let's check Group Finder. Am I in combat? No. It's like, yeah, I am in combat. Hold on. Who am I in combat with? We're out of combat. Okay. I just don't want to wait that long, so we'll call it good. Let's go ahead and go back to the peak, and then we will go to Org, and we'll head over to Oldham quickly. And we're going to just go right for that mount. Nope, wrong way. Yeah, let's get this out, that out, put that there, there, that's a pet, which I don't care about, drums. Alright, we'll go over to Oldham and see what's happening over there. I'm going to sharpen them out real quick and then probably call it night. Oh, and we're going to turn our collated stuff, visions for the vessel. And then tomorrow we're going to spam out like just normal visions, not mask. No point in doing... well, I haven't unlocked it yet, so I can't even do masks, but... we need to get the cloak to 15.
The dark visions have come to pass.
I could actually do... Let me do the... Let me do this real quickly while we're
Push
here.
back before it is too late.
Hopefully that's not too close. Yeah, we should do this.
Anaria shall love.
So we need this. We can turn it into rank 2. Yeah, we're doing that first.
Is of the essence.
20. Oh, this is easy. This is easy. Then we can get rank 2 breath, which is a good thing. So we'll do that first. Just have to kill 20 of these dudes. Just freaking nuke them. Where's that guy? Kill those already. This rare guy over here. Let's sweep that up. Interrupt that. How many is that? Is that 20? 20? Oh, that's 8. I'm like, is that 20? I thought there's more in there. I don't know why. Let's kill you. I like. What did he use? I think he used a life potion or steam potion. Alright, well, I'm not going to stay here too long because it's not worth it. I mean, I know you can get, there are some rares that spawn here that will drop just more mementos, which is not a bad thing to do. But in my opinion, like once I get the quest done, I usually just head out. I think there are some recipes and stuff that also drop in here. But once I have finished the thing, it's not really that worth saying in here. Just get it done, get out, get your reward. I'll upgrade to Breath 2, which is good. Breath of Dying rank 2 on this tune at least. And then do it again later. Reset would be for EU is going to be
Dark visions have come to pass.
in an hour,
The Black Empire rises in Aldur.
but we're going to be off before then. Get some rest.
Before it is too late.
Okay. What can I enter?
Yes, victory lies ahead. We will persevere.
I don't know. That's odd. I can't.
Glory to Sindora. What business have you?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
do you linger?
Meanwhile, okay, there's a assault going on. Why can't I
Mind
open you?
yourself. We will have justice. Glory to
That was
Sindora.
really weird. I don't know.
Stay the course.
Okay. So that should be right there. Yes, I want it for Windwalker. Breath of the Dying Ring 2 right there. So we'll do that. That's good. That's a good upgrade. Good DPS upgrade. We're going to fly down, way down over here, and we're going to try to hit up. We're not going to do the quest right now. Or the assault. We'll do that later. When does this end? 2 days. Yeah. I just want to try for them out real quickly before I head off, so Do I have, I guess not. Did that not work? I don't know whether it didn't work. Yeah, so we'll try for this mount, guys, and then I'll turn off the stream and I'll probably chop it up into some little bits and put it back up. Some parts about the keybinds I talked about, which I think are definitely important. I kind of made a revisit to key bindings when I moved on to a different mouse. And I was previously using, or I tried to use, a Scimitar or Naga Trinity. I tried both, and buttons were just kind of like really hard or difficult for me to hit without hitting on another one, having very large hands. So the best way, I think, which I explained earlier, was to go back and just use more modifiers and kind of really make sense of where I think he spawns in this tower, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not entirely sure. It could be this tower. Let's look it up. It is this tower right here. So he normally flies around, but we'll be able to grab a group, hopefully. So let's go back. Go to custom, find a group. We want is it Holly? No, it's Ishak. Ishak. I get them all confused, seriously, so I don't know. Time loss, really? I don't know. It's funny, I joined the wrong group when I was in Eternal Blossoms for this mob over here. I was like, oh, that's the one. No, I was like, no, I forgot the name of it. Let's check out here. Let's refresh it. And we'll see. Starting to get tired. What's the name of the actual mob of the Reigns of the Drake of the Four Winds, right? So, but it's Ishak of the Four Winds. No. Rustfeather. I killed that like 5,000 times on my other two. Never saw anything drop. Besides spare parts and I don't know. Nothing else really that good. Alright, let's just say. It's funny because I saw, like I said, I saw a lot of groups shows before when I was in the other area and not see any groups at all. This is going to change over 2 days, so I think we have time. I guess we could always. What are the quests here? 9 we could probably go back and I guess do this assault real quickly. Might be just worth it. Yeah, I think we do that. Let's do the assault real quick, and then hopefully by then, maybe the mount will be back up. Boost, no mask, full run, 30k, get ASAP, 2k, Nihilitha, get the core, 2 mask, 40k, 3 mask, 60k, 80k, 100k for a 5 mask. No, wait, what is it? 100k. Yeah. I don't know about that. Wonder what the current going rate is for the Jaina mount. Who's this over here? Do I have a contract up? I don't. I really need to get a should have a contract up for this area. We'll knock this out. I said I wasn't going to, but I think it's just probably should just get it done with.
Do not waste my time. Back to your post. Are you in?
Okay, that's the assault.
How may Ramkahan age?
And we did the division already, so. Wait, what about you over here?
Hey there. Safe travels.
So again, we need to, let's see, well, okay, I know where to go for this stuff. We'll go over here, look for chests as we go, and let's knock these out right here. I don't think it's worth it. I don't want to feel like doing that right now. We'll just kill more of these guys. Zwin came out to play. It's cool. I think it's cool that that's baseline coming for Shadowlands. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how. I've watched some videos. One thing I have to laugh about is like when you have the Storm with fire up, is how like you know like one just randomly goes off to the closest mob, like sweep that out. Oh, we have to kill those anyways, so did a good job. Yeah, so I did watch a couple of videos, I would say, on Windwalker, and it looks like it's improved. Covenant abilities, Night Fae looks like it looks interesting. I think that's probably like what I'll probably go for. That's the one where it shoots kind of like a branch on the ground, and while you're in that area, it's like I forget if you get there's an effect it causes, an AoE effect I believe it causes. But I think that looks pretty interesting. But I'm not exactly sure. I have to get those. Okay.
I need to get
So it looks pretty cool. So again, I do like that it's baseline again. I think that's pretty cool. Well, not again, but for the first time. So it clears up some room. I think it's obviously going to be a dedicated path you're going to take as far as what talents. I just hope that maybe by the time of release we have you know, some choices we can make as far as our major choices, like rolling Dragon Punch versus Serenity or something of that nature. I don't know. I just hope we have that. I have to kill this dude over here. I think that'd be pretty cool if there was, I don't know, some, like if you know, Whirling Dragon Punch was the you know, go-to for Mythoclus and AoE and that sort of thing, and then it's like Serenity came back and, you know, it was a single target, and I don't know, just. But again, I have to go back and look at the exact rows that talents are going to be in, and things will obviously change, as they always do. Go back and get more of these statue towers over here. I don't know if it's worth it. I typically don't do this, but if someone else is doing it, I'll do it. Because it does help make a difference. Just stand here and hope someone else does a couple of bit way over here farming. I feel like this monk, at least I kind of hit it at the right time as far as getting the right corruption, the corruption that I wanted. I know, like I said before, Gushing was nerfed, but it wasn't nerfed enough, do I think, where I'd want to play something different, if that makes sense. I'm still not a huge fan of, I've probably said this multiple times, of the huge. I mean, the safe way obviously is all the stat stuff, right? You just stack all your versatility's up. You stack the crap out of that, and that was just stupid. Yeah, we got rid off that. Can we get back up without flying? No. Okay, let's go over here. Yeah, it is the stack like I did my warrior, but it just, like I said, it makes it feel the class so different to play. And that's my, like, it's not a worry. I just think that going into Shadowlands, it's going to be like, oh, my character feels so damn weak. Like, it's just weird. And hopefully, you know, eventually when the legendaries come out and your Covenant abilities you have access to, maybe I won't feel the same way, but because everything right now feels, you just feel powerful. Let's just over here kill these guys. Let's throw some more fire. Maybe it'll complete it for us. I don't know. Over here, have one. All right, let's finish this up. I feel like if there's a class to play right now too, although we're not in a really good position, this rate tier is that the monk is rewarding to play well if you play it well, because it gives overall, I mean, hit combo. don't know how many of these you have to fire to put up before you get the benefit of. What I might also do is I have a second webcam. I might actually aim that down at my keyboard when I start to talk more about like key bindings and stuff like that. I think it'd be helpful for some people. I do notice myself when I play. I typically when I move out of things, I go strafe that way. I don't know why. I think it's because the movement keys are on the right side, so it's just like simpler to, which is really not the best thing to do. And so sometimes I try to like force myself. I'm like, oh no, don't move that way. You shouldn't do that. Go the other way. God, how many fires do we have to put out? I guess when there's multiple people doing it, it's more noticeable. So I said, I'm not sure if it's worth doing. We're going to be like just killing stuff and getting rid of these. Ah, there we go. Ding. Alright, let's fly this around. Let's get more of these things. Where are they? One over there. Let's grab that. I have to kill some mobs down here. I guess we have to kill you. Bah. Let's click on this. Move on. What rare is this? Don't know. Can't see on my map. But maybe we'll go kill you. Oh, we need these over here. Let's get these clicked on. Is there more down there? We'll go down here, kill this rare. Who is the rare? Oh yeah, we'll kill you. That was weird, it's like I was stuck. Yay, Azerite! I'm gonna be so happy when the Azerite system is gone. It is, I guess the only positive thing with the Azerite system and the Azerite traits and this whole expansion is that we did learn, I guess the best example maybe is like Glimmer, right? Glimmer, the Glimmer Paladin, right, is going to become actually a thing, right? So they're gonna integrate, you know, that Azerite into actually a talent, perhaps, let's say, for the Holy Paladin, right? So that's a good thing, right? I think that brings a different style of play, right? That was not there previously to having Azerite. So I think that's like maybe like the only really one of the positives. There's other examples that certain I think for Unholy Decays maybe or something. There's certain Azerite talents that you must almost have to take to be competitive in the game, that they're actually integrating into talents, which I kind of actually liked. Let's go over here and grab these crystals. So I thought that was maybe a decent takeaway from BFA. Otherwise, I don't think many of the systems, obviously, I know going forward are going to be in place. Obviously, you know, we're going with the whole level squish again, which is needed. So we'll start at 50. We'll go to 60. 60 will be the max for this next rate tier. And my understanding is that they've kind of, or not kind of, is that the leveling process has been more or less simplified. So you'll be able to level relatively quickly to max level. It shouldn't take that long. I think I know from 110 to 120, the fastest that when I did it at launch of BFA, I did 16 hours straight to 120, and I did so by doing at that time by doing no dungeons. It was simply just questing straight with another player, and we just hit up each zone. We wanted to do so we basically unlocked kind of the war front or the war campaign. But I've done other characters much faster. I think the fastest was a druid, which I just spam ran. Well, besides doing like paying for like a DH to stand in freehold and just level you, which of course you can do. There's nothing TOS against it. I mean, you're allowed to do that. It's that's would be the fastest way. But the fastest I've done it was on a druid that I was going to play balance, but I just went Guardian and spammed dungeons the majority of the way, while occasionally doing the required kind of quest to unlock, like the world quest and stuff like that, which you would need to do anyways. So, but you could do it that way. It'd probably only take you altogether maybe like, I don't know, how many hours, 8 hours or less, maybe, relatively quick. But I think people will start, I think people will be able to get to 60 from 50, maybe 2 hours. I don't know if people really press it, and it's those people that have played the pre-patch. I assume that I'll have access to pre-patch. I had pre-patch or beta, at least last. I had access to alpha. I hope I do get a key again for the beta. I did enjoy. I leveled the tune up to like 116 from 110, just to kind of get the experience. Did it as Alliance, so I knew where kind of what I was getting into, what it felt like, and at that time it felt good. Like the zones look good. I have no problem with the zones now. I think they look good. I just think that the overwhelming kind of play and talents and skills and stuff like that are kind of lacking in the game, and I hope that is, obviously fixed. That's not like, I don't know, is fixed. Go down here. It's fixed coming Shadowlands. Character, how your character plays, how your character feels, the power it feels, hasn't really been addressed in quite some time. In 8.3, we have so much going on with the corruption systems and the added essences that came from 8.2, or actually 8.1, or 8.15, whatever it was. So there's just a lot of things that have made 8.3 just very interesting to play, because there's just a lot going on. There's just a lot going on. Which is not a bad thing, but when they brought out a system broken as corruption, right, and then it's just, it's gonna be gone. And it's like, oh, put all this stuff in here, like it's just gone. I don't think we'll, or perhaps we'll see some of that come back in with legendaries that into Shadowlands. I don't know, like how they actually do. Do I have to go over here, right? Yeah. Maybe that'll come back. I don't know. like how they actually worked into the game.
I'm out of range.
I don't know what that void thing was. That was weird. It's weird how I'm like using like a mining axe on these guys. Should be a couple over here, as always. I think we can just kill you. Let's just come over here. So, yeah. So he is stunned, paralyzed, but I procced infinite stars. So he took damage, but he's still stunned. I love it. Like, that's broken right there. Not broken, it just shouldn't work that way. But that's how corruption is. I mean, you could kill a rat, you know, and it'll proc while dead or infinite stars or something. You know, like what the hell? Oh, we'll just kill you. All right. I think we need what? Two more? One more? One more. Let's kill you. Am I still in combat because of that stupid? Yeah, I am. You found me! At 80%. Now you're dead. Alright, what's left? Oh, that's right, we have to find caches. And minion, the big dudes, then we're done. Okay. Let's go this area. That's the thing, like, I think I hate word. This is going to reset pretty soon, right? 45 minutes. 50 minutes it'll reset, but we'll be done. No, don't want to kill you, but I need to find the treasure. I saw that. Where was that? Looked like it was over here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm going to go back over here. I'm looking at my mini-map that popped up, but I guess it's gone. It was like right in here. Yeah, it's right there.
I need to
What the fuck is the chest? Part of my language, but it should have been like right there. Probably things they just spawn after like. Let me just go back to make sure. Okay, it's gone. Let's go down over here for a second, check things out. There's one. Oh, we got a telescope here too. Let's do that while we're over here. I'm gonna go search for more, and then we have to do 2 more minions. We can do that in your turn in. This actually hurts. I forgot about this. Die.
Visions abate. Black Empire wanes.
Alright. Go back and we shall kill...
Given us hope, champion.
we need 2 chests and 2 minions. Okay, cool. I think back this way is going to be best bet for chests. Probably. Yeah, the past 2, let's see, past 2 reset days on my chest from doing, pardon me, from doing Mythic Plus. Is someone really trying to kill him? You're gonna die. Without a tank. Yeah, it was a ring, like a 475 ring, but the problem is that my rings have gushing on them, so it's like, I'm not gonna replace, you know, right now at least. I mean, I may go to that, like 470, whatever it is.
I don't have a target.
Chest. Right there. Oh. Why did I dismount? I don't know. Okay, it's back this way. We did all the... yes. Okay, just chests. Yeah, this dude actually... who's on him? A priest? Shadow priest. Oh, there's okay. There's other people on him. That guy actually sucks. I mean, not from, like, if you're tank, it's no problem, but DPS, he hits pretty hard. Like, you don't want to solo him as a DPS. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Demon Hunter, maybe, I don't know. With all their crazy abilities, but I don't think as a monk, without being as Brew, I would do it. Okay, just looking for one more chest and then we'll be finished with this for tonight. That should give us, like I said, this will get us to rank 14 cloak tomorrow, when I do it. And a good amount of echoes too coming out of that. Believe it or not, we should hit up to 10, we'll hit 10k at least. Not that there's anything right now. I mean, there's Twilight Dev, rank 3 I think, Twilight Dev, which, yeah, I mean, my gut feeling is just to wait and buy probably 2 to 3 more gushings when they come out, or potentially, and that's my thought process. Instead of spending the 10k on like a Twilight Dev, but we'll see. The other idea is to, I mean, I don't mind having the 1 infinite stars, but would be to upgrade that infinite stars to like a rank 2 or rank 3 when I have more corruption resistance. And the gushing does well with AoE, so it spreads. Like anytime you hit another mob, is a good chance you're going to put gushing on them, so which I do like about that. And I guess I read all the stuff about Peak Serenity and different builds. Stacking Verse obviously is going to be, you know, would be a good idea too, but I don't know. I'm just kind of against, not against, but kind of in the mood. Like I don't want to stack a bunch of stats and then just have like I don't know. like feels super powerful. Like gushing makes you powerful, but you don't necessarily feel it like it, if you know what I mean. Compared to like, again, I'm using my war example where I have so much damn haste that I don't know what to do with. And the classes, it just doesn't feel playable. It just feels odd. It feels different. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's bad. Like if you're in a race, especially, you have lust up. You're at like 100% plus haste, and you have all the, you're all buffed up, and you just like, you almost can't keep up. It's, you might as well just hold down a macro button for a certain ability, like for Whirlwind or something, and just spend all of the rage you're getting because everything goes so fast. I mean, it's fun, but it's fun in a weird way. But I think in some cases, it's like having more haste or using like ineffable truth, right? Can make the class, your class, kind of like play in a really good way. Otherwise, it could be otherwise a boring kind of fashion. If that makes sense. But it'll all be gone in how many months? I don't know. 5 months or so. I would say probably 6 months, maybe max. And then I think I've heard November launch a possibility. I think it'll be longer than that, but okay, chest right here. I always check this part over here. It's like spot. There's a good one. There's people here. Yes, get that one. Okay, we did all of our stuff here, so let's go turn this stuff in. And then, guys, I'm going to turn the stream off. I'm going to do a review, see how the mic sounds, see how things went tonight, and probably chop this up, and kind of like reevaluate where I may be streaming, so I can actually stream to people, and not have to make VODs or cut up videos about certain things. We may try Twitch again. We may try something else. I don't know yet.
Enough chatter.
Gotta get a contract on this tune so I can get to Revered. Get my rank 3. Okay, let's just double check. Did everything here. We'll try this mount later. I'm not gonna do it tonight. Let's go ahead and go back to the peak, and then we'll go back to org. And we'll just update our breath of the dying real quick, and then we're gonna call it a night. Okay.
I have many lucky dogs, right?
Oh, we need to open this first to get the rest of them. All eyes on me. I got an achievement. Okay, great. What is that achievement for? I don't know. I've had this in other tunes probably for a long time. Oh, I ordered. Okay, what did I get? Oh, I got the full armor set. Okay, great. Not that I care. I'm going to use this. Okay, I'm getting there. Let me sell this stuff off. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Why do I have this? I don't know. It's mail chest. Oh, it says that. I don't know. I'll auction that later. Okay, gotta get my visions. Alright, let's grab these. We need to get fire vessels. We got close. We'll be close to get another one. So that'll get us to rank 14, pending no like stupid incidents on visions. And I don't have enough mementos. How many do I have? I need to get this right here, ideally. I'm gonna hold out until. Well, we can't do anything right now yet. Let's just double check and see what we have. I think I know changing 26 should be Hone Mine, right? Yep, should be Twilight. Yep, Twilight Dev, Strike Through, garbage, Siphoner, garbage. Severe's not bad. It's only rank 1 though. Expedient 2 is I need for my order. I'd like to grab a couple of those. And Hone Mine, which is excellent, but not for this tune. And the cloak mechanism is not there yet because I am not. What is this? Nima? Oh, I can. Okay, yeah. So we can. 3. Nima Life and Death. I don't want that yet. I'm not. That's for tanking. I haven't unlocked anything else on my main, so I mean this I did, but I'm not gonna grab that right now. Okay. Let's see what else was I said I was gonna do. Got those, got that, got the breath. Did that. That was for a transmog thing. I think that was 2. Okay. I think we're looking good for tonight, guys. So I think I'm gonna turn the stream off and review. Yep, did that. And yeah. Yeah, I don't even plan on going to Mecca. I mean, I probably should at some point just to unlock it. That's from doing a dungeon for a transmog piece. What is this? That's something to do with Order Hall, I think, or something to do for. Okay. Alright, we're good. Alright, guys, I'm going to shut the stream down. Thank you for watching if you did watch, or come back and watch this VOD. And I will catch you guys next time. So, have a great evening.
Stop and make me have to stay, 'cause I'm floating in